What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities.
Hey, this is John Legend.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
I am Ian Levanson.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tamar Braxton.
Music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation. The Swag Award. Espresso. The MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
I'm Angelique, and this is a special edition of Cafe Mocha with the focus on Ferguson. Cedric the Entertainer joins us to talk about growing up in the area and his direct link to the protest. Plus, did you hear about the Howard University grad who was shot in the head during a peaceful protest in Ferguson? Well, Maya White joins us to share her story. And we've got a lot more this weekend on Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha. This weekend, the focus is on Ferguson, Missouri. On the phone, I have with me a young lady who is very brave. She's a Howard University alum. You have seen her story everywhere by now. Maya White, how are you?
Kind of taking it as the day goes. How are you?
I'm okay. Now, will you please tell everyone your story?
I am from St. Louis and was one of the members of the protesting group out there supporting the family of Michael Brown and other victims of police violence. I was leaving the night of protesting on Tuesday and was shot in my head.
Who shot you?
I'm not sure who shot me. Everyone I was with was peaceful. Mm-hmm. All of the people who were around me were very kind people. There was a lot of sharing of food, of water, making sure that people had cloths for their faces in the event of tear gas being thrown. So everyone around me was very loving and caring. But my attorneys are doing the research now to find out where that bullet did come from.
I saw the pictures of you being put on the ambulance, and you know, people have to be horrified at seeing this. You are a young lady just out doing your civic duty, and this happens. And just so we're clear, I know that your attorney's on the line and things you can't say, things you can say. I read up. I saw that they tried to spin it like, oh, it was a drive-by shooting, but other people seem to think it may have been something else, and we'll certainly find out what the something else is. In light of what has happened to you, do you feel like we should all just go home and mind our business? And
no,
you know,
I think people have more of a reason now to be out in the street, to be outside, to be protesting, to support this family, because now I believe that with social media and with everything being so open and able, to be shared, worldwide, that this is a call for everyone to kind of open their eyes and pay attention to what is going on around them, because this could be anybody.
Well, Maya, I thank you personally for your strength and for being willing to go out there and fight for something that we all believe in, which is justice, for Michael Brown and for, an end to this senseless shooting of young black people in the street. And
I agree.
You take care of yourself and definitely keep us posted as things evolve with you, okay?
Thank you. You take care.
Thank you. Cafe Mocha. We're talking to Cedric the Entertainer. Now, when I hear that the population of Ferguson is 67% black, but they only have 3 black officers, and the government is mostly white, I just kind of wonder, do you think Michael Brown can get justice in a local court?
I mean, that's always the question. I mean, we've kind of seen this in the Trayvon Martin scenario as well. So many reasons to justify the case. We don't necessarily know all of the circumstances around. We have some witness accounts of what happened that day. Of course, the officer is painting a different picture. So, I mean, as much as I am, passionate about it, I do feel that at any cause, when someone doesn't have a weapon and the other person does have a weapon, the onus and the responsibility is on the person who has the ability to kill the other one just by shooting them. You have the responsibility to be, the most in control at that circumstance. And so regardless if you felt attacked or threatened or anything, if that person didn't have a gun, then you don't have the right to shoot them. This is just, that instantly changes the scenario, in my opinion. And, police officer or otherwise. So I think that's what I want to be able to try to, push for some clarity in the laws, in the way that we police our neighborhoods, in the way that another human being, be they an authorized officer of the law, has the ability to be able to just dictate full on life or death authority at any spare moment circumstance has to be. It has to be weighed on a different scale, because this is what the issue is about more than anything.
More with Cedric coming up. Cafe Mocha, we're talking to Cedric the Entertainer about Ferguson and the tragic shooting death of Michael Brown. Cedric, you said you literally had to drive through Ferguson in your youth. Do you have any family or friends directly involved in what's going on there?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that was, when this started to be a flashpoint pretty early on. My manager is there. Eric Rohn is on the ground. We're very involved with the government, so from the mayors to the former mayors, and also even on the governor level, on the state level. So a lot of the calls to action were situations we were directly involved in. So, and then Captain Ron Johnson is a frat brother of mine and been a friend of mine for many years. So he's somebody I know well. Tony Gravy, the lead attorney for one of the NAACP in St. Louis area, also someone I've been knowing for many years, a frat brother of mine as well. So a lot of these people are on the ground, are involved in a real way, involved in the problem solving of it. Again, the neighborhood is one where I know many people who operate, live, work in that neighborhood, so they've, been directly affected. And that was one of the other things that probably needs to become clear, is that, there is a family member who manages T-Mobile stores there. There was 3 in that area that's all been now shut down, and all the employees have been displaced. So as much as there is anarchy and that we want to stand up for Mike Brown, we've now adversely affected 6 to 7 other black families who now no longer have a place to go to work. This is why people ask for calm. It's not about understanding that you want to be mad or you have the right to be mad, but we need to understand that we got to direct that anger at the place that's going to get the most resolved, and not at people's businesses and folks' homes who just happen to live in the neighborhood.
We're talking to Cedric the Entertainer, who grew up just outside Ferguson. This is an important discussion. Next week, we will continue it as we talk about what we tell our sons and race relations in this country. It's Cafe Mocha.
It's a blessing.
I'm Angelique with your Cafe Mocha Espresso. President Obama has sent the Attorney General to Ferguson to assure things are handled properly, and he also had this to say.
I have to be very careful about not prejudging these events before investigations are completed. The DOJ works for me, and then when they're conducting an investigation, I've got to make sure that I don't look like I'm putting my thumb on the scales one way or the other.
Cedric the Entertainer returns next weekend to talk about the history of Ferguson.
From when I was a kid, was a distinct separation. You knew exactly when you were in Ferguson. You understood that this was a predominantly white municipality at the time, and therefore, as a young man being 16, learning how to drive, and you have to go through there. This is one of the places to get your act together.
Flash forward 30 years, and I think we understand the tension. That's the Espresso. I'm Angelique.
This is Cafe Mocha.
As we close the show, we'd like to send our prayers and condolences to the family of Michael Brown. Next weekend, we will continue the discussion as we focus on programs like My Brother's Keeper, the importance of uplifting young brothers, and what we should do next. It's Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Westwood One. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments, booking, and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.